let's try this again for the third time. Hopefully I can get the webcam working this time around. What's going on? My internet's being really stupid today. Okay, it looks like it's working now. So, Happy New Year, everyone. I think I've streamed in 21 yet. So, here we go. Hoping to get this sketch done fairly quickly. It's just a matter of figuring out the costume on this one, really. The request was for the Alex Ross-like version of Black Bolt, which doesn't really have a face as much as a really complicated helmet. It kind of reminds me of the guy from Power Rangers. Can't remember his name because I never really watched Power Rangers, but so the idea with this design or iteration of Black Bolt is that his whole face is covered by kind of like a motorcycle visor type thing, which comes off his head, and his face or the mouth area is blocked off with this metal zipper looking thing. But other than that, it's just gloss armor, kind of latexy, typical superhero costume, which should be fun to do because a lot of reflections, a lot of shine. Hey Donald, what's going on? Oh, the Bears. Let's get the little pitchfork thing locked in. a lot of detail in this costume, which is going to be a little, I'm not sure how much, well, sure I can get a ton of it on a sketch card. It's just how small of a brush I'm going to need to use. Oh, it's going that good for the Bears, huh? That Bears. They can't all be winners, right, Donald? Just a belt? No, it's got a... Oh, wildcard game. All right. Why did I think you were in Boston? Okay, this is why I know what you're talking about, Donald. Like, this is why I stopped watching hockey a few years back. The Toronto Maple Leafs were just such a disappointment all the time. They always start off strong, and you get playoff hopes, then they just drop the ball, or the puck in this case, always when they got closer to playoffs. So I said, forget it, no more. Just can't deal with it. Chicago suburbs. Okay, I don't know, for some reason I thought you were in Boston. Well, Chicago Blackhawks used to be a really strong team when I was watching hockey, which was actually more than a few years ago. I have absolutely no sense of who the contenders are these days. I think I'm going to light him from kind of top-wise, put him on a black silhouette. I'm trying to get a little looser with the preliminary sketches because I don't really need to get super defined shading, since it's going to get transferred to the sketch card anyways. I just need to block in the shapes. What's up, Brandon? Yeah, Black Bolt. Some people seem to like him. see how this concept comes together. But a character that whose power is his power is based on his voice. To put a mask on him is a little restricting. You can't really have him show his power because he's got a mask on covering his face. So I'm trying to get a pose that implies that he's screaming, even though you can't see his face. Donald, my commission schedule this year, it's a little tight for the next, like, let's say till about the end of February, just because I'm working on some sets, so I have limited time. Looks like I have a bit of a lull between the set I'm working on now and the next one. That's why I took this commission. So it's not full. It's just might be a little bit till I can get to it. For licensed stuff like APs and stuff like that, it's really gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while just because I don't have too much time between sets. But non-licensed stuff that I can work on streams, that's fine. It's a little faster, a little easier because I can show it, and then that way I can bang out some content at the same time. So yeah, I mean, if you want something, if you want to chat, hit me up. We'll figure it out to let you know what the timeline is and so on. In terms of license stuff, this one's probably going to be a licensed piece. I think that's the last one I'm going to do between now and February. But I'm going to figure it out. Yeah, I was reading the notes from Alex Ross's sketchbook about the zipper, and you missed it earlier when I said it kind of got the zipper thing on his face. Oh yeah, Donald, I saw you post. Yeah, you posted your concept one. It looks really good, for sure. I'd love to be on that. So let me know when you're ready or when you're getting close to being ready, and we'll figure out timing and whatnot. I'm assuming you're probably looking for a Doctor Strange type illustration, not Squirrel Girl or X-23 or something like that. But yeah, for sure, just let me know when you have it, when you have a timeline, and we'll figure it out. The focus on this camera lately has been brutal. 1 second. See if that's any better, hopefully. But that being said, I mean, if you did want Squirrel Girl or X-23 or just a pickle, let me know. There's something weird with the wings on this iteration, but I'll come back to that in a sec. I'll figure out how to fit in the wings. Scroll in the dark dimensions. There you go. It'll just be a black card with tail silhouette. Yeah. Well, WandaVision's out this week, like this upcoming week, right? So I'm sure there's going to be some strange presence there based on what we've seen in the teaser trailers and whatnot. That's my eraser. Friday. It's just in time for me to see if it's any good, because my Disney Plus subscription expires on next Thursday, I think. So if WandaVision is worthy, I'll renew it. If not, I'll let it lapse and then wait till WandaVision's done and Falcon Winter Soldier, because I think that one's in March, and then I get some content there, and then I'll reinitiate it for another month or two, binge a bunch of stuff, and cancel it. I got it just before Christmas to watch Mandalorian, which I did over like 2 days or 3 days or something. Hey Gordon, yeah, it's Black Bolt, the Catwoman of the Inhumans. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Kevin says he thinks WandaVision may be extremely important to the upcoming MCU. Seems like they're tying everything into the MCU. So it's going to be unfortunate for the casual fan. What's going on? Yeah, if they open up the multiverse, then that brings in everyone. That solves the X-Men issues, the Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, all of that stuff. Is this a commission, Gordon? Possibly. It's preliminary sketch for commission. So what's going on with the track here? I think my internet's going to croak. Let's try a different stream. Sorry, 1 second. JB in the house, trolling. Looks like Black Tarantula a bit. I don't know what that means. But yes. The original plan for today was for me to stream and work on the Scarlet Witch pinup, which I haven't worked on for years. It seems like since last year. But she's gonna have to take back seat for a little bit longer. If I stream next week, I'll work on that. Because assuming this is a go, I can't stream the process on that. Okay, now you're gonna make me look up black tarantula. Okay, good. Let me look it up then. Marvel black tarantula. Oh, it's the guy with a Spider-Man logo on his face. Yeah, I can sort of see the resemblance. Yeah, that's going in my next set. Cool costume on that character. Yeah, this is the Alex Ross rendition. The crazy kind of mech-like costume. The metal wings, which I need to incorporate shortly. Let's look at how it's kind of got like a little dress thing going on. Something very tribal about the design now that I really look at it, with the piping around the top of the bicep. It's got that, what's it called? Aztec or Thai, like multi-fighter, or Earth X version. There you go, Brandon with the rescue there. So you're seeing Thai fighter, like multi-fighters, kickboxers, they have the bands around the upper arm here, like that. And looking at the way Ross designed this, there's not a skirt. I don't know what this piece here is called. Kind of part of the royal garb. Do you have anything on this hands? No, just leather gloves. Yeah, so back to Mando. So I binged that in like 2 days, and I'm not a big Star Wars fan. So a lot of the Easter eggs they were talking about, a lot of stuff they were hinting at and names and characters went totally over my head. I had to watch some YouTube videos after explaining the various surprise appearances. The season finale, which I'm not going to spoil, was pretty cool. I knew a lot of people said that it's really cool, and if you're a Star Wars fan, you're just going to lose your mind. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, so I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But it was funny because that must be not being so involved in the Star Wars world or so aware of it. I think that must be what it's like for my girlfriend to watch, Avengers or Justice League or any of the superhero stuff with me, where I'm geeking out because, oh my god, that those claw marks on the wall, that means a Wolverine was there, and she's like, what the hell's a Wolverine? So that must be what it was like for, what it would have been like for me to have watched Mando with some Star Wars fans. I didn't hate it. I just I wasn't blown away by it. Did like the little teaser about Boba Fett. That show should be fun. I think that's coming out next Christmas. So it's got piping here. What else do I need to do? The challenge in coloring this was the fact that there really isn't a lot of color. It's just black and silver. Is to try to get different feel of different textures on the mouthpiece. Boba Fett. What, did I say it wrong? It's Boba Fett. No? Is just to try to get the feel of different textures on the gloves, the body, the helmet, which actually this piece here is supposed to be glass. So not sure how I'm gonna do that. I think it's just gonna be the various levels of transitions. Between the blacks and the highlights. The stronger the contrast, the shinier it's going to look. So I think it's going to be really high contrast on this part, which is the glass piece, and then some more transition here, and then the zipper on the space is going to be silver. So that's fine. Boba Fett. The logo's a god, right? Nothing amazes me anymore. All right, so let's see how his costume goes. So he's got the traditional bolts. One second, got some messages coming in. What was it, 4:30? Okay. All right, so that's a weird positioning of the logo, the underwear. Gonna need to shade that out because I do not like the the attention the markings on his costume is bringing down to the crotch, considering that the costume part's white. So did everyone lose their mind over anime yet? So the various complaints about the pricing on that, but it doesn't seem like there's like it's having any issues selling. So there's some piping here as well. We'll figure that out after. Oh man, ages just keeps on getting pushed back. I think it's February now. Anybody get any cool achievements? I haven't really been following the conversations or the posts. Seen a lot of people opened a lot of cool stuff. I think just the one sketch of mine popped up. Don says Monster was done the week it was released last year. Decided to buy any e-packs because they just jacked up the prices. Yeah, well, if you got your rainbow, do you really need anything? Is there really a crazy achievement that you need to complete the Strange collection? Instead of just cool stuff? So I need... So I just got to figure out the costume here for a second. Two chevrons. So there's one like this, one like that. So just got some more reference photos up. The bolts in this costume are more metallic, similar to the mask in color and texture. Okay, cool. That's gonna make it pop out better. And just have some other reference pictures which are really useful. So the only achievements in anime are plates are the only thing. JD says that's just plain obscene, and it's glad there's no silk in there because there's no way in hell he's chasing that. Well, yeah, if you look at the original release dates, Kevin, because anime was supposed to be released before masterpieces, and then for whatever reason that got delayed, probably COVID. So then masterpieces dropped first, then anime, and now they're probably going back doing the same release schedule that they originally had planned. But yeah, get everyone to go crazy ham on anime, and then masterpieces, to your point, is a sure thing. MM20's had crazy response. So yeah, I'm not surprised, or I wouldn't be surprised if that just goes crazy. Yeah, Masterpieces 2020, buddy. What's going on, Sylvester? Happy New Year. We're talking about anime just dropped on EPAC, and yeah, the pricing is a little insane, but it's selling. It's selling fast. And then anime is probably. Cool. Enjoy the game, Donald. Catch you later. Yeah, that's a good guess. That they're waiting for replacements. It's possible. I haven't heard any rumors of anyone doing any more masterpieces. From the sketch side, but a lot of them are damaged. In the now famous tear at the bottom, which I think we've seen a ton. But I've seen one guy showing me he opened 5 boxes and 4 to 5 sketches had a rip at the top. So if this is the card, we've seen all the curls here. These didn't have a rip, they had an indent here, like a little dink at the very top, and they all had in the exact same place. So definitely looks like some roller issues, like something got pinched. Jonathan says the quality of sketches on anime pleases me. Okay, I'm glad that you're pleased. Ken says he's gonna stay away from EPAC boxes of MM. I'll just buy the sketches I like and need a cap plate, base signature, and red spectrum. Yeah, good luck on that. That's gonna be a hard catch. So, Celester, do people still buy individual packs old school or just going harder for whole box now? I think it depends on what's available to people. We see people in the groups, the collector groups, that say, hey, I just picked up 2 boxes at my local 2 packs or 3 packs in my local comic book store. I think part of it just has to do with the availability. Because you can't really get cards most places. So yeah, people just end up buying them online and they'll just buy a box or a case. So I have a lot of comments missing here. The masterpieces are the super thick cardstock. Yeah, so MM20 is thick. Let me see if I have one here. This one's 18, but 20 was the same thickness, so you can see. This is a sketch. I'm not sure who it's by. I think that's Darren, that I got in a trade. But yeah, this is the thickness of the masterpieces. It was the same thing for 18. I think 16 was the same. I wasn't around for that. But yeah, it's the equivalent of 3 thick cards put together. Just a little bit thinner than Premier, which I don't have here. Yeah, Kevin, I think everyone that's gotten a replacement got a high tier sketch or a top end sketch. I don't know, maybe it's Darren Pape. I don't know who it is. Like I said, I got that part of a package with some other stuff. I'm not a collector, so it's a cool card. Yeah, Mayor Darren. Let's see what else is going on. Yes, JD says he doesn't see the issue with tiny Terrence sketch card. People are just too picky. He has cards with massive dents and then call over the back. Yeah, I could to each their own in that case. I mean, some guys are going for those pristine cards, which is really hard to do with a sketch to begin with. I mean, that's why I started taping up the edges on most cards. I do is try to protect it, and I tape up the back. But you can't keep them protected, right? Yeah, and it depends on the damage on the card. I mean, Jonathan, can't remember his name now, popped a bunch of them. He had one of my Venoms in it, and it had that curl in the bottom. I mean, I think he's more of a collector of fine edges. But yeah, he traded it or sold it. It just kind of hurts me as an artist when I see one of the cards that I've done, especially in MM20 that I spent so much time on, come out of the box damaged. Yeah, most people seem to be really happy with UD's customer service and their willingness to replace and accommodate. But I'd be surprised for, especially a set like Masterpieces or Premiere, where it's so it's such an expensive product, right? That you're going to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a box, and you're going to get damaged cards via the sketch. Oh yeah, so my estimated time on MM20 was over 300 hours. Yeah. Thank you, COVID. Yeah, and Brandon picked up one of my, I think it was the Black Panther homage one, the gold circle one, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah, Gold Field Panther. See, I kind of I messaged Jonathan. I got the Venom the other day because I would love to get my hands on one of these cards, be it mine or someone else's, and see if I can fix it. Oh, where does it say Black Bolt? Oh. Black Bolt, I can't spell. What's going on, buddy? It's Paul Blart, Mall Cop. Black Bolt. I thought I fixed that in every instance. So said the problem that even I'm having drawing on Sketcher himself is the mechanical pencil scratch too deep in the surface. They don't show up until you start coloring them. Yeah, you need to use a softer lens, not lens, softer lead. If you're going to use a mechanical pencil, and I think if I remember correctly, you use markers to color. So yeah, it's such a smooth, thin layer that you'll see all the indents. Same thing if you're going to use pencil crayons. I use acrylic paint, so I just bury all the lines. Doesn't matter. But that's going to be the case with anything, right? Like sketch cards, sketch covers, like some sketch covers. Like if you're going to go too heavy with the pencil work, forget it. But yeah, it just depends on the medium. Did that gold ASM 361 Carnage ever pop up? Not that I've seen. Cool. Thanks for popping by, Gordon. Can't believe you're not done that set yet. What are you waiting for? Catch you later, man. Yeah, I had to plow through that video game set to make sure I had time for. I think I'm doing 200 cards between Christmas and the end of February for Upper Deck. Yeah, colored pencils will definitely show it. You know what? I was in the same boat. Like, I really don't want to invest in markers, so I bought like Prismacolors or Copics. They're like $6 a marker. I bought this box of, or this pack of Ohuhu, which is some knockoff brand on Amazon. It's like 48 colors. It was $50 Canadian. I don't really have much to compare them to, but the way I work, I was very pleased with the results. There's my, because I use marker for the base. What I'm trying to use markers to do the flats and then paint over. So this is marker base and then paint on top to get the shades, and I'm pretty happy with it. That was the first one. And then the second one I did, which was markers over ink wash and then paint, is this one. And then this one I gave them a ridiculous amount of glaze. I need to trim him, see if you can focus. But yeah, these are cheap markers. They're like $1 a piece when you do the math. Worked great. I don't know how they compare to Copics because I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, the marker stuff was fun and definitely working. Oh, so the Spider-Man piece. Yeah, so the reason that's happening, why it looks 3D, is the background's all marker and it's got a different sheen than the paint. So the marker is very flat. So it reflects the light different. You can see right there. And then, like if I run my finger, you know, this is really smooth and this has got some texture to it. So that contrast in texture, yeah, makes it pop out. I was going to do gloss on this too, but then I'll lose that effect, so I'm not going to. Yeah, that Gladiator came out great. I'm very happy with it. I think he might be spoken for. I gotta check, but if not, he'll go up on that. He'll go up for sale when I have a couple more pieces. Yeah. So what I'm doing now, this is done at 1.5. This is done in 1.5 the size, so it's 3.5 by 5. And I think I've gone through this before on another stream. Once I get the pencils done, I'll scan this, stick in Photoshop, scale it to sketch card size, and just do a carbon transfer. Do I have anything? Let me see if I have any more stuff left over. Okay. Don't have the actual card because it got mailed out, but in case I didn't show it before. So this was an MM28P after, what's his name? Kubert. So that's the sketch, and that's the same size, 3.5 by 5. And then to get Photoshop, printed it out, sketch card size, and just carbon transfer them. So see, the pencil marks are the back. Take that to the card, carbon transfer it, just do the outline so I get nice crisp lines, and then paint it. So the same process will go with this if it goes to paint. And in most commissions go through that. Base inserts not so much because I don't have the time to do a prelim and then where's the pencil? Then transfer it and do that. So I'll just pencil right in. But they tend to be a lot less tight. Actually, you know what? What is it? Anime's out already. I'll show final. JD still here, right? I'm looking for some prelims that I can't seem to find. Yeah, carbon transfer is tracing. So I'm just looking for something that I can't seem to find, and I'm getting a little worried. That's not good. What the hell? Huh. I can't find some sketches, and that's upsetting me. Oh, where's it back here? Nope. Never mind. I was going to show a full. There, buddy. Oh, why do I... Sorry, I'm just about to have a hissy fit. I might have used some prelim sketches for packing, which would be really, really unfortunate. Oh, crap. Oh, well. building tomorrow. I'm just trying to locate these. Ah, here we go. Woo. Yeah, black bolt or bolt black. What did I call them? Blat bolt. So I used to do the prelims on just plain copy paper, but now I'm doing them on backing boards because Blat bolt, Rodney, Blat bolt. All right, so Sylvester, here's pencil sketch. I don't know where the transfer sheet is for this one now. And the final card. Let that sink in for a moment. So now I know where that is. Set that aside. There's another one. I don't have the final card, but there's the prelim sketch. I used to do them larger, no point. There's the scaled down photocopy version, which got transferred to the card with coffee stains and all. I keep everything. Here's another prelim that never made it to a card. That outer angel ended up being the live version. That was one for a rogue. Just a lot easier to work at this scale. Here's another prelim for that. This was for the Angela as well, but this one never went anywhere. I don't think JD ever saw that one. It's prelim for another card, which JD owns. This one never made it to, I don't think the owner ever posted as Captain America. There's the transfer and then the painted version. I don't remember where it is. There's another prelim sketch for the same concept that never went anywhere. Here's an interesting one. This one was just a sketch that I did on a stream that ended up being commissioned to a card, which is very easy. I just took this and scaled it, adjusted, and put it on an MM18, which I have somewhere. Anything else worth showing? Martian Manhunter that went on a DC card, Slave Leia prelim. Mason Cisco. Ronnie, do I ever sell the prelim sketches? I don't. I like to keep them, so I don't actively promote. Some people have asked in the past, so I sold them. Sell them to the person that buys the commission for an extra couple of bucks. There's a prelim for a Nice Man card. AP as well. This one I just posted the other day, the final card. Yeah, I like to keep them because I don't get to keep the final card. So I don't really sell the prelims or actively sell them. I just, if somebody asks, then I will. Seriously, did they do a book, a sketchbook? Maybe I will. Maybe that's why I'm keeping them, to publish something. So Celeste, going back to the anime cards, the anime set is not necessarily anime versions of the characters. I mean, some artists did an anime style, so have to work within the upper deck guidelines for the characters, but it wasn't forced to be that way. Anyways, I digress. Back to what, it's almost 5 o'clock. I need to pack it up here. Yeah, and I don't always do prelims like the Spider-Man, the 3D Spider-Man, and the Gladiator. There were tests, like technique tests, so I just went in, drew it, and painted over it. When it's not on licensed stock, it's a little more forgiving, because if I mess up the card, then I can just start over and I don't lose an AP. But with licensed stock, once it's gone, right? So far to destroy a card, really don't want to have to go through the hassle of gessoing it and sanding it and whatnot, trying to get it back in workable order, because that's just no fun. Plus, it destroys the texture of the paper. There's always the risk of destroying the card by gessoing it and having to sand it. Oh, Pat left, right? Yeah, I'm sorry. So Marvel Stunts was in earlier for a couple of comments. That's Pat King. He was the model for a fair amount of Palumbo's MM20s. Great guy. He streams all kinds of fun stuff, a lot of video game things. If you're into that, go check him out. Marvel Stunts on the Twitch. Where's my other pencil? So there's something with the wings. Okay, so it's 5 o'clock here. I should probably start packing up. It's going to block in the overall silhouette. What's up, Tommy? Coming in at the last minute. I'm just about to pack it up. Happy New Year's, buddy. Well, JD, if every time I come here all more sketches, then my job is done. If you want sketches, we got sketches. I have to fudge the symmetry of the tuning fork on his head in Photoshop after, because I'm not going to get that straight. Yeah, thanks. I mean, I had a lot of nothing planned, and I, have accomplished that. Not everything that I want to get done, so did end up doing some work. I was hoping to do a bunch of streams over the holiday break, but I ended up actually having to do real work. So, it's always good getting paid. But yeah, it was good. It's nice change of pace for a little bit. Oh, so Lester, if you're still there, that carbon transfer tracing thing, that will put dents in the card. So be aware of that. There is no way around it because you're pressing on the top sheet in order to transfer the graphite to the bottom sheet. Like I said, it depends on the medium you're using to color. Oh, that's the wings. Well, if I'm transferring it to a sketch card, I'm just transferring directly to the sketch card. Like I said, I paint, so I cover up all the indents with paint because it's thick. But if you're gonna color it with markers or pencil crayons, you will see those lines. Unless, I mean, you could try working very fine transfer. I just don't know how well that's gonna work. Like even here, I don't know if you can see, I had the original edge lines drawn in pencil that I erased. You see right there. So now when I'm going with the graphite over it, you can see the line right there, and that's just pencil. So I think this is it for the prelim stage on this sketch. Took a little longer than I had planned, partially because I won't stop yip-yapping. What's that? Gordon Wills is live on TikTok. You guys want to go check him out? I'm gonna wrap it up here. See how the client feels about it. It might be your connection. It's really not that fast because I'm just going over some of the edges already. I'm just blocking in some more pieces. But most of the shading is already done, like especially on the form. Just adding in more lines. Brandon says, have you ever thought about using that tattoo transfer paper? I don't know how wet you need to get it or how fine a transfer line you get. They can get trade printable versions. I haven't tried that. I've futzed around with, there's this thing called Mod Podge. It's this medium for crafts. And it's the same type of thing. You wet a piece of paper and you put it on and it kind of transfers over. The issue I had with that is that you get a texture on the paper. And with something like a masterpiece stock or Premiere that's nice and thick, it's really not that big of an issue to get the paper too wet because it is thick. But something like Anime or Far From Home, anything like the thin cards, if you get it too wet and the paper surface starts deteriorating, there's no recovering from that. So I try not to get the paper too wet unless I have to. I mean, to a certain degree, I end up soaking the paper just because the way I work. But the difference there is, I'll see an area get too wet as I'm working on it, and I can just set it aside, let it dry. Like I've had some of the masterpieces I did, I was working on, the edges started separating. Because even if you look at a masterpiece, it looks like 3 or 4 cards pressed together. So I got some moisture into the side, and it started separating. I did fix them with some medium, so you can't tell. Probably reinforce the edge anyways, but using like thin stock, like thin card stock, you just destroy a card and that's it. Like I said, Brandon, for me, it doesn't matter. Like the carbon transfer, where I'm just tracing over the lines, works fine. I don't have an issue um, with the indents. You can't see them the way I work. I don't know why I'm cleaning up the edges here. It's just bothering me. Yeah, so the final piece is going to have a very dark background, probably black with a hint of purple in it, to create some nice contrast between him and the his costume and the background. I think his wings are supposed to be shiny too. I'll blur out some of the detail on the hands. Some of the detail doesn't matter because it's going to get really small, but hands, logos, and facial features, those are important. Stuff like this, like the shadows under the pecs or the abs, whatever, they don't really matter. Can fake that or figure that out when I transfer or repaint, but small details. This is why I did the mask and the throat cover more defined or with a finer edge. So that's very important. Very important aesthetic elements of the character. Wonder how spot gloss on the shiny would turn out. What do you mean, JD? On what shiny? On my desk. Oh, you mean on this piece? Yeah, I mean, I gloss all the cards now. I put a finish on them. I could try to do just the glass, like just do certain elements of the costume. Maybe the glass here, and maybe do gloss only on the markings of the costume. See what that looks like. And if it looks good, leave it. If it doesn't, just cover the whole thing. It's worth a try. It's not a bad idea. But I think that's it for me today. This my half-hour idea of streaming went on for almost an hour and a half. That's it for Blat Bolt. We'll see if this goes to production, putting air quotes, and we'll work on that offline, and I'll try to stream at least once next week. Hopefully get back to this fine lady here. Still need to figure out her hair, the throne or chair that she's sitting on, and see how I'm going to color it, whether I'm going to do glazes, heavy paint, all yet to be determined. Cool. Thanks, everyone. Catch you next time. And that's it. Hope you had a good weekend. Bye.